How's it going, everybody? Beak here once again. Time to review Need for Speed Shift. Basically, when you first pop this game in and you start playing it, the tutorial that teaches you the game also kind of scales the game down to work at your pace. So it'll set the difficulties, the AI difficulty, and how you actually manage to drive your car. What's cool is they also give you this green tracking basically that you could follow. You don't necessarily have to, but following it really helps you learn how to control the cars in this game. One cool feature is the fact that you have the ability to look around while you're driving. It really shows you how truly realistic the simulation can be pushed from the visions of the driver. So as soon as I put this disc in, knowing that it was a Need for Speed game, I kind of had these pre-assumptions that the game might not be what I want it to be. However, as soon as I started playing the game and realizing the system that they have with you upgrading, and they've done a really slow progression, which is really great for you to learn the game. Over time, you start realizing all the cars that are in the game that you could actually get your hands on, like the Bugatti, there's Lambos, the McLaren F1, the Benz SLR McLaren, the Porsche Carrera GT, which is a car I just recently purchased and I'm very happy with. And the customized levels, customization levels for these vehicles is pretty nice. You have a whole slew of upgrades that you could go in. You could even have advanced tweaking of like your suspensions, your brakes. Also, all the cars have upgrades, from nitrous boosters to kits, body kits. You get vinyl unlockables where you could have art put all over your car. You could actually custom paint your car. Even though I'm not a huge car guy, like a car fan, like most guys are, this game kind of makes me want to love these cars, which is a good thing. Unlike Dirt 2, where most of the cars are real counterparts of the real life, it's just not as exciting as the cars that are in this game. So you start off with generic sports cars that are really good to start off with. You don't want to start off flying in this game because the controls do get pretty tough. And then you go to Tier 2, which is much faster cars. That's where I got to purchase the most expensive car in the Tier 2 range, which was the Porsche Carrera GT. And then you could actually push that even more and get Tier 3 cars, which are just ridiculously fast cars. The career mode is also fun because it has a really good leveling system. Unlike Dirt 2, where you just level up based on how well you perform, this one actually has a greater depth into it, and the way they do it is they split two statistic sections up, basically. So you basically have aggression, which means if you ride dirty, you hit people, you throw people off the track, you spin people out, you trail somebody, you drift behind somebody. All those are aggression stuff that you could gain throughout the races. Then there's precision stuff. Precision is when you're riding at top speed, braking at the right time, staying on the grid line, taking off with perfection, winning the race, of course. As great as you play, it's going to take time to level yourself up. However, leveling yourself up unlocks more tiers of vehicles for you to buy from, unlocks more tracks for you to actually go play, and ultimately it's just so you could have this game where you're just getting lot space, buying new cars, experimenting with all of them, upgrading all of them, and basically having fun with all these challenges that are in the career mode. Visually, the game is really nice for a game that depends on how the cars look. The cars look great. However, I was a little disappointed with the crashings in the game. There aren't really crazy crashes that happen. There's a lot of spin outs. There's a lot of vehicle damages. However, I gotta give it to Dirt 2 for vehicle damages. They do 1,000 times better job than what Need for Speed Shift is trying to do. And yes, maybe that's not the whole motivation behind the game. However, who doesn't want to see a car flip right past him or right over him as he's driving at 160 miles an hour? I mean, I do. Another thing is that the tracks in this game, they're not as varied. Dirt 2 has so many tracks where you go off-road, on-road, it's on again, off again, and they're kind of open to having that off-road feel. And again, Need for Speed doesn't need that for this game because this seems like it's like an official racing type of simulation. However, the variety behind the tracks, as neat as they are and as random and challenging as they may be, they're still pretty much the same thing in essence as their racing tracks. Need for Speed Shift sports a really nice replay system, basically. Their replay system is really solid. So after you're done racing, you could go check out your replay, you could save your replay, you could upload your replay for your friends to see. So that pretty much wraps up Need for Speed Shift. Now we're looking forward to Forza 3, and then we could have that episode that we were talking about where we're gonna see who's it gonna be, Dirt 2, Need for Speed Shift, or Forza Motorsport 3 as the contenders for the best racing simulation game there is.